for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. How you doing? How you doing? Today's Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer, and UnX Network. Race Hobbs, my man. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? We got a big show tonight. Now, just to set things up. Tonight, well, okay. The guest is me, sure. We're doing another AMA tonight. I had to set it up this way for a couple of reasons. One, I love doing AMAs. Can't get enough of them. That's one. Two, later on tonight in the third hour, so we're going to do 2 hours of AMA. Okay. Third hour, three. Ben Hansen is joining us. He has got an incredible breaking UFO UAP sighting story that happened right over Los Angeles a couple of days ago. He's done an amazing amount of research and reporting into this case. I have posted the link up on Twitter for his video that you can see over on his YouTube channel, and then it's there, so you can go and watch it. It's nuts. Just going to leave it right there, okay? This is Ben's story. He broke it, and he is joining us tonight. And I want everybody to see this video, and it's very important. It's crazy, right over Los Angeles. So what went down and how it went down, well, third hour tonight, Ben Hansen will be here for that. In front of that, we're going to do an AMA for the evening. Tomorrow night is another Fader night. Man, can you hear me scratching? You can hear that? Tomorrow night, another Fader night with open lines all night long. Man, what a great show last night with Johnny Enoch. Whoo, man. Everybody loved it. That was a great, great show. Johnny, when he chooses to. Now, it's up to Johnny. But when Johnny chooses to, his A game is the best. It is the best. And I didn't mention everybody last night. He's also very tall. And you see the version of Johnny, right? Then you meet him in person. You're like, wait, what? You're not expecting that. Broad-shouldered, big, tall guy. And that personality comes out of, he could be intimidating. And he's not. He's the opposite of that. He's very funny and very smart. He's so well spoken, but he is. And last night I really, really enjoyed that show, even though he never answered the red letters question in Gatenbrink's door. I went back at him like 5 times. I got like 3 emails today. I got a ton of email, but from what I saw through the emails, I didn't get to all of them, but I did read 3. Dude, what was up with Johnny last night? He didn't answer the question. You kept asking, and yeah. But I've got a back door into this and to some of the information that he was sharing last night, and that will be very soon on a future show. So I'm going to get to that Gatenbrink red lettering. All right. I didn't watch Jordan Peele's Nope for a third time last night. I had other stuff that I was watching, including the 3rd season of Eureka, which I never got around to. And I'm catching up to that. And so I'm going to finish that tonight. Well, I'm not going to finish the season, but I'm going to get back to binging it. I really enjoyed season 1 and season 2, and I don't know why I let season 3 go. So, and why did I bring that up? Because last night after the show, I almost went back and watched Jordan Peele's Nope a third time. It was right there in front of me, and I did everything I could to not watch it 3 nights in a row, which is extraordinary. It deserves it. But anyway, so I found season 3 of Eureka. And I was like, Eureka. All right, cool. Okay. I'm going to be hosting and emceeing the Conscious Life Expo. It's coming up February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton. I want everybody to go to consciouslifeexpo.com. All right. Tickets and information are right there. And then April 7th through the 14th, I will be on the Hidden Secrets Seminar at Sea Cruise with Scott Walter, Adam Apollo, Nick Pope, Brad Olson, a bunch of great speakers, including Vivian Chavez. The links for that are below. Conscious Life Expo is below. Everything that you need is below, including all of our sponsors. Okay. And right now you can get your UNX Network membership for free if you go to the unxnetwork.com. And I'm moving some stuff around. I got a little stand for that SR16 drum machine, SR18, and it's right there. EdenPURE has extended their Thunderstorm 3-pack special this week. You can get it right now if you go and click on the link below and head straight over. Use the promo code FADER3. Okay, FADER3. Kills germs, smells great. I've got guests coming over all weekend this weekend. And don't worry, if you didn't get your invite, you weren't invited. It's that simple. You weren't invited. Didn't invite you. Thunderstorm. And I am prepared for my guest this weekend. That's how cool the Thunderstorm is. You just got confidence in your home. You've got confidence. Do whatever you want in your house. This is going to cover it up. I'm serious. Promo code is FADER3. You save over $200 on the 3-pack special, and you also get 3 free shipping. The link is below. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Follow me on Instagram at Jimmy Church Radio. Not on TikTok. I don't know if I'm going to do TikTok. Kind of feeling weird about TikTok. And feeling a little dirty about TikTok. I know. Do you TikTok? Make that an AMA question tonight. Okay, Philip Daniels, post your first question. Yes. Okay. There's a fire. It's a ways from me at this point. It's over in Castaic, and Philip Daniels just posted that Greenwald is stuck in a red robin. And that's it's what we deal with out here. It's not moving this way yet. So that the short answer is, Philip, thank you for asking. I'm okay. I've got blue skies outside. I was just out there. I don't smell anything. Here in Southern California, everybody, doesn't matter your age, you know what to look for, and it's immediate. It's immediate. You know, and we deal with it every single year, all year long, actually. So anyway, post your questions, hashtag F2B on Twitter. Post your AMA questions in the chat room over on YouTube. And over there, because that chat room is insane, there's a lot of action that goes on there. Use all caps for your question. Okay, and do me that favor, and it'll be easier to find. So for the first 2 hours tonight, until the third hour, we will be doing the AMA, and then Ben Hansen will be stopping by. He's got an incredible breaking story, and I got to tell you, I'm talking to Ben today too as well. And when the story initially broke 2 days ago, this is a big one. This is a big one, and I'm so happy that Ben, because I know he is getting a lot of attention right now from all directions. So, but tonight he is with us. So that will be at the top of the third hour, 9 o'clock here Pacific time. Let's get to the breaking news. Today, I became an uncle. That's right. And I'm dedicating tonight's show to August John Cryer, who was born earlier today. And so this is part of the breaking news. I want to let everybody know that my brother said last night, it was as I'm getting ready for bed, this is going to happen in the next 7 hours. I was like, what? So I woke up this morning and I'm looking. I've got nothing from my brother, no text, nothing from my mom. I'm like, I know I'm on the West Coast and everything, but people, they don't think of me first. I get that. We'll get to Jimmy later. So I called my mom. I said, Mom, and she's carrying on. And then earlier this week, I said, Mom, I swear, listen to me, everybody. I said, Mom, cut to the chase. Jeez, man. We can talk about this in a minute. We can't. What's going on? They're at the hospital. We're just waiting. They're in line. That's it. You could have said that when I called you. Could have told me all this other stuff. Man, I'm on pins and needles. Well, anyway, so that was this morning at about 7 a.m. and 7:30-ish. And that's it. I'm on pins and needles all day. Then I find out my mom left her cell phone at home. So I had to deal with that. But anyway, and then I got it. I got the text. And I posted that out earlier today. It was absolutely amazing. What a proud moment. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in just a second. But that's the breaking news. Today's show dedicated to August John Cryer, born earlier today. I'm an uncle. What a feeling. It's trippy. I'll get back to it. All right. Other breaking news. SpaceX may ramp up its already impressive launch pace considerably next year. Already, SpaceX has launched 39 missions so far in 2022, about one every 6 days. That's nuts. The ever-growing tally has shattered the company's previous record for most liftoffs in a year, 31, and that was in 2021. But SpaceX now says it intends to launch 100 missions next year in 2023, a statement that CEO Elon Musk just confirmed. Today, Elon tweeted, quote, Yeah, aiming for up to 100 flights next year, end quote. I swear, I feel like I'm living in the movie Gattaca. Remember that? Gattaca in the background, the rocket launches, just like, that's what's going on. 100 launches. Remember how big of a deal it was for Apollo once every couple of years? Right? And now it's just, that's crazy. 100 launches, one every 3 days. Absolutely insane. Well, after landing on, this is probably some of the most incredible news. I want to thank Renee, who just went through a hailstorm, 4-inch hail. Well, somebody died, so it's not funny. But Renee managed to work today and get me the news, including this. This is an incredible story. Because after landing on the surface of Mars, NASA's Perseverance rover took its first breath. Or rather, one of its instruments did. Check this out. Led by MIT, the Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment, or MOXIE, is a small instrument on the rover that is designed to transform carbon dioxide, which is 96% of the atmosphere on Mars, into breathable oxygen. Now, since February of 2021, the device has run 7 times, each time producing about 0.2 ounces of oxygen per hour. That's on par with the abilities of small trees here on Earth. MOXIE has now operated in a variety of conditions on Mars, both day and night, through all 4 seasons. A version, 100 times larger, could create enough breathable oxygen for future astronauts who visit the red planet. So I'm just like, why don't we just send a bunch of giant MOXIEs to Mars? Run those suckers on solar power 24/7. Right? I'm just saying, how hard can it be? It's absolutely incredible. Terraforming. Yeah. Think about that. Some of the biggest news I've brought to you in a long time, including this next story, because archaeologists in central Turkey have unearthed traces of a permanent settlement dating back at least 9,300 years. Surma Balci of Istanbul University said her team had found bone and obsidian tools used in daily settled life, along with beads, oval arrowheads, and other objects thought to be for ornamental purposes. She added that 2 samples that they found had been radiocarbon dated, revealing that they were between 9,600 and 9,300 years old. Surface surveys at the Circulatepe Mound, that's right, Circulatepe, located near sources of obsidian, uncovered an obsidian working area, as well as bone and stone tools. This is a breaking story, and I will keep everybody up to date on this. Now, do you remember the pregnant Texas woman who claimed she was entitled to drive in the HOV lanes because of her unborn child? She's pregnant, right? Well, she just received another ticket for the same offense. A sheriff's deputy cited Brandy Batone one more time for driving alone in the high occupancy vehicle lane that requires drivers to have at least one other person in the car. She insisted that since the United States Supreme Court overturning of Roe versus Wade on June 24th, her unborn child was now recognized as a living person. And her argument stood up in court. Her argument was good enough to win a dismissal. It wasn't immediately clear that the second ticket, picked up on August 3rd, would also be kicked. Brandy, by the way, has since given birth to a beautiful baby girl. There you go. Let's get the show cracking on this day in history. 1997. Princess Diana, Prince of Wales, known as the People's Princess, dies in a car crash in Paris. And I've mentioned this before on the show. I was in my living room in Sherman Oaks, and I had a desk in there and that faced the wall away from the TV. The living room is behind me. There's this another area. I had an office set up, and I'm there, laptop and working, doing whatever. But the TV's on in the background. And there it was, breaking news. And I heard the music, or the thing, breaking news. And I'm kind of listening to it. I'm facing the computer, and that they made the announcement. And I spun around and looked at the TV, and like everybody else, I sat there for the rest of the night, following the story. It was insane, very sad. On this day in 1997. Here's your fader fact. Now, I followed up on this. I vetted it. It's pretty incredible, and I'm just going to lay it out there, and you can go check it out. Nikisi, that's N-Kisi. Nikisi is an African gray parrot that has a vocabulary of about 950 words. He had seen a picture of Jane Goodall, the renowned primatologist, right? And when they met in person, Jane Goodall and Nikisi turns to Jane and says, "Got a chimp?" And that is your fader fact. That's crazy, huh? It was Jane Goodall that did the quote. I met Nikisi. Nikisi comes up and says, "Hey, you got a chimp?" There you go. That is your fader fact. 950 words. Absolutely incredible. Okay. Where am I at? Tonight is our AMA. And you can post your questions in Twitter, hashtag F2B. You can post them, all caps, please, in the YouTube chat room. I've also got a thread that is set up, too, as well, in hashtag F2B with the AMA logo on it. And you can post your questions in there. And I think I did it over on Facebook, too, as well. Let's see if people are posting there. I can't remember. Did I do that? I don't remember. And, so I've got it up over on Facebook, too, as well. So you've got three places, pick your poison, go wherever you want to post your questions. And there you go. Okay, River Moon Coffee, rivermoonwellness.com, Fade to Black blend. I normally, throughout the day, I do a French press, or I've got other ways. I do pour overs, and I've got a coffee maker and things, and I've got different ways to make coffee, and I mix it up. Today, took the Fade to Black blend, did a espresso grind, and I did a double espresso in the morning. Instead of a cup of coffee, I did a double espresso, and that was it. And then a couple of hours later, the espresso machine's so fast, right? It's just put the cup down, hit the button, boom. It's like 30 seconds. You've got amazing espresso. And so tonight before the show, I did the French press, and I just love the smell. And I'm like, man, I didn't drink coffee today. I did 2 double shots of espresso all day. I haven't drank that little coffee in years. Fade to Black blend. Links are below. You can also go to the Amazon store. Best coffee in the world. All right, so today, I just want to say that my brother David and his wife Chrissy had their son, and August John Cryer. And as far as our immediate family goes, this is it. I'm an uncle for the first time. All right. So I've got real brothers. I've got step brothers. I've got this. Whatever. No kids. No kids. I'm not an uncle. I am today. And after all of this, and I just wanted to share this with you before we get to the break, and we'll come back to the questions. I remember, and I just went through this thought today by myself, so I'm going to share it with you. I remember when David was born. I'm 10 years older than he is. Remember when he was born. And my mom comes home from the hospital. I'm holding him. And he had a son today. To go through life and to see him and watch him grow up and to complete that cycle of life and have a son was incredible. And I called him today. He's in the, and he puts me on speaker, and I'm speaking to Chrissy. But before that happened, I just started crying. Got a lump in my throat right now. And to hear his voice and to know that at this moment, I'm congratulating him for the birth of his son. And how incredible is that? Because of, you grow up to, it's just life, but I remember when he was born, how incredible is that? And I didn't think I would have those kind of feelings. I mean, I knew I'd feel good. I didn't think I would feel like that. And that's a real completion of things. And obviously, especially for him and my mom, my brother Kevin, and the rest of the family. But my father, John, as you know, passed away last year and didn't get to experience this. And then my grandmother, June, passed away a couple of weeks ago, and she didn't get to experience a great-grandchild. But we did, and it was just, wow. Now I got to do the grandfather thing. That's next. You know what else is next? Our AMA. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Post your questions. Get them up there in the YouTube chat. Use all caps for me, everybody, so I can find them. Hashtag F2B in Twitter. You can post there. I've also got a thread going on Twitter. You can post there. And if you're over on Facebook, go to my personal page. I didn't do it on the radio page. I can't do the dance between 15, chat rooms and threads and websites. Take it easy on me. So my personal Facebook page, Twitter, hashtag F2B, YouTube chat. Tonight's our AMA. Later on tonight, Ben Hansen. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We'll be right back.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBlend for 15% off of your order today.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
Do you have an interest in the paranormal? Then you'll love the UnXNetwork.com. The X is your streaming audio and video for everything supernatural, strange, and mysterious, like UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and so much more. From hosts like Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and Christina Gomez. Visit the UnXNetwork.com show page for a complete list of all the paranormal programs you'll find on the X. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates at KUNXDB. Follow our Facebook group, UnX Network. Find the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, and Apple Podcast. It's time.
It's new.
It's the X.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Manson. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right. Welcome back. Fade to Black. Tonight is our AMA. Post your questions. You've got 3 choices. You can do it hashtag F2B in the sandbox over in Twitter. You can post in the chat room on YouTube and also over on my personal Facebook page. And let's get this going. It's going to be a great night. Now, at the top of the 3rd hour, Ben Hansen is going to be here, of course, star of Fact or Faked and UFO Witness. I think they just wrapped their 2nd season. And I think it's on Travel Channel. I think it's a Discovery Plus, Travel Channel. Ben Hansen is going to be joining us. He's got a breaking story, an incredible story right over Los Angeles, right off the coast, near LAX, Santa Monica area. And so I've posted the link to that video up in Twitter, and you can go and check it out. I got a couple of emails already. Was reading during the commercial break that they are watching the video and that I was right. This is a great story. Lots of, well, you know what? This is Ben's story. Wait for Ben. He'll be with us at the top of the 3rd hour. And also, so I didn't expect this, but during the commercial break, my phone goes off and it's my brother, David. And he was actually listening to the show. And he said, we're listening to the show. And I don't know if that's him and his wife, Chrissy, if they're in the hospital or if he's just got the family together. I don't know. But the point is, David, get some sleep, man. What are you doing? So he says, and here's his text. And it's right here. I'm just going to read it to you. He says, thank you for the kind words on your show. We were listening. I can't wait for you to meet him. And he says, remember, his initials are AJ. That has a huge meaning to me. And that's private and personal, but I responded back, AJ, I love it, man. And so there you go. Congratulations, David and Chrissy. Absolutely amazing. And August, John Cryer, welcome to the world, my man. And trust me, August, you're going to listen to this show as you grow up. Somebody's going to play this back. So I'm just going to say this. In the future, I'm saying this now today on August 31st. That's right. I'm the crazy ass uncle that everybody talks about. I'm that guy. Yeah. All right, let's get to the AMA. Where do we start? Again, I just want to remind everybody, if you can, over in the chat room, because the chat room is crazy. Everybody knows this. There are thousands of posts that go on there, and it takes a while to get through it all. So just all caps there. Okay, all caps. And then I can tag it and go back to it. So it makes it easy. I'm sitting here, I tagged a bunch of stuff, and I'm just so many. You guys are crazy in the chat room. Anyway, all caps there. And I will catch it. And I'm looking for, yeah, man. You know, here's the thing. Before I say, don't stop. What happened to the ones I tagged? There can't be this many posts here already. I already tagged 2, 3, 4, and okay. So anyway, I'll get to those in just a second. And then certainly hashtag F2B over in the sandbox. And then over on Facebook, if you want to catch up to my personal radio page. And now okay. All right. I don't know what's I on everything that I love. I tagged 4 questions right in a row, and now they're not here. They're simply oh man, I'm not going to do this again. Okay, I am going to bounce over to Twitter first. Or I can let me go backwards. Okay, I'm going to do backwards. Let's go backwards. Okay, this is from Tracy. Tracy says, Jimmy, have you managed to catch up with Skinwalker Ranch yet? I have. No, I completed seasons 1 and 2. Season 3 is sitting there for me. I haven't had a chance to go back and catch it. Can I say this, though? I'm in touch with so many people that are fans of the show, and of course, Christina Gomez, and that have told me that season 3 is incredible. That season 1 and season 2 were okay, but season 3 is just insane, and I haven't gotten to it yet. So Tracy, I promise I'll start to squeeze that in over the next week or so. I'm going to get to it. I have the feeling that once, I've seen pieces of it already, and so I know of some things, but I have the feeling that once I get into that, I'm going to be talking about this every night, like everybody else did while the season was, rolling out over the last few months, that everybody was talking about every episode after it aired. And I have the feeling I'm going to be doing that. A little late on it, but yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it coming. So thank you for that, Tracy. This is from unknown. I don't know what that says. Unknown user? Is that what that is? Unknown user? What do you think about Linda's insiders and their tales of hieroglyphs that light up? Here's, that's a great question, Unknown. And I actually get this a lot. And the reason why I get this a lot is Linda is at the top of this community. And she has an enormous amount of people that listen to her, a huge base, a huge audience. And everybody knows that Linda and I talk. We talk a lot. She's on the show a lot. And we do a lot of things together. and a huge amount of mutual respect. And everybody knows this. So I get people asking me all the time, what's Linda like? What do you guys talk about? What do you guys do? What kind of wine does she drink? What do you guys, when you go out, everybody wants to know about Linda. And I get that. And the other question that I get a lot is about her information, because it is incredible, and her insiders. But we have to step back for a second when it comes to Linda, because I get information. I've only been in the game for 10 years. I've been researching for a long time, but as far as people knowing who I am and giving, I've only been dealing with it for 10 years. Linda, she's been dealing with this for 50. And the amount of contacts and people and insiders and her network that she has established over the years, it's extensive. It's extensive. And there's another thing that happens with that. You are going to have those that are contacting you and giving you information that you develop a relationship with, but also that you trust. There's others that you don't. And Linda has the ability to see through things. And so when we hear something like this, you use the word tales here. I think that's a little extreme. Okay. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. But hieroglyphs that light up. Yeah. Okay. I don't doubt it. I'm not going to dismiss it. It sounds incredible for sure. But, Lenny Susskind, greatest physicist in the world, has said many times, no matter what you can do with your imagination, probability says eventually it will happen. Right? So hieroglyphs that light up, it's not impossible. Right? Does it sound incredible? Sure it does. I don't know the situation behind it, but yeah, anything is possible. I'm not going to dismiss it. No, I'm really not interested in dismissing it. I don't have the facts of the case. All right, let's see. This is from Red 41. Question: do you think UAPs are connected to the Mandela effect? Again, not the same answer, but anything is possible. Okay, when it comes to the Mandela effect, so it would depend on how you define UAPs, because it could be a variety of things, right? And there's been a lot of theories put out recently that they could be us, right? Not necessarily extraterrestrial time travelers from the future. Okay, that's a very real possibility. So my thing. Right. And so the answer to your question on the quick side is yes. I do think they could be connected. But the Mandela effect, and I'm amazed by this, where you have, thank you for that, Ken, where you have millions of people remembering things differently. It doesn't make any sense. Right? You can't have millions of people with mass psychosis and the critics and the skeptics that'll step in and say, you're just remembering it wrong. What, everybody? Right? Everybody's remembering it wrong. I don't know. And it's not just one thing. Right? It's across the board. It's historical events. And then it's breakfast cereals. It's like weird. There's that part of it. And then to address this more directly, is it possible that somebody from the future is going back to the past and changing something we haven't changed, but the historical documents and media and things are changed for whatever reason? Right? Is that what it is? So we go back to the historical side of it and go, I don't remember it that way. I remember it different. What? Okay. All right. And when you have millions of people doing the exact same thing, I find that strange. We haven't changed. Our timeline hasn't changed. Something has been changed in the past that is there in front of us now. If we go and do the research and happen to look something up and go, I don't remember it that way. And I can't figure it out. Now, could that be UAPs? Yeah. Yeah. I think the phenomenon is real. The original shuttle disaster, that to me today still messes with me. Messes. And there's others too, of course, but that still messes with me. All right. That's a great question. Thank you for that, Red 41. I'm not reading these in advance. I'm just popping these up. This is an AMA. This is from Poppy Lurk. I think I'm reading that right. Also, can you ask Richard Doty? He's not on the show. You want me to call up Richard right now? Did the OSI ever deal with any Americans who they knew were hybrids? Well, that's okay. Okay, see, that's what I get for not reading it in advance. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see what this is. Phil the Stalker. What do you and your family fight about most? You mean like arguments? We don't really fight. Plus my brothers are too big. Ginormous. We don't fight. Arguments with my brother Kevin, I would say we argue a lot about rock and roll. He's got his thing, and for a while there we were on the same page. But and he is so opinionated, and I love going at it with him. We used to all fight a lot about sports. I've moved away from sports. I can't even hang in an argument with that now. My brother David and I never really, I don't know if we ever fought or argued. We certainly kid each other a lot. David was he had different DNA in him. He was always, Kevin and I had question marks over our head. Like we needed to be handled. We were going to be the problem children. There was no question about it. David was just always together. You just knew he can kind of leave David alone. He's got life figured out, and he certainly did that. And Kevin and I, we just went off and did our own thing. Big question marks over us. But no, we never really. We love to kid each other a lot, but I don't think we've really had a blowout fight. Yeah. So there you go. Now my mom and I have always been cool. She's always, she knows I was always up to no good, and she let me get away with it, and just kept things away from my dad. That was the mission. Kevin, David, and my mom keeping the stuff away from my dad. That's how I was raised. All right, let's see here. What's next? I'm nervous. I'm getting myself in trouble. Let's see. Okay. Next up, Cookie Pox Pie. Cookie Pox Pie. That's a great name. Jimmy, do you miss Coast to Coast? Yeah. While you're on the air, it's great. Sure. But I do this every night, and so I get my fix. But Coast to Coast was a different machine, and certainly I do miss it, just like anything else that I've done in the past. But what I don't miss about Coast is no sleep, sleep patterns messed up, ending at 2:00 in the morning, getting home at 3. Coast is lonely too as well. I mean, you're in this ginormous building. Yeah, I got people in there with me, but it's a lonelier radio gig. You're speaking to millions of people. Okay, that part's cool, but it itself is very lonely. Here, the Fade to Black audience, which has grown so much, it's like right behind Coast now. But the Fadernauts, this is a huge family, and I feel like I know everybody by their first name, and hundreds of thousands of people, and I know everybody. And so I don't have that lonely feeling. When I'm speaking to you right now, I feel like everybody's just right in front of me going, rock on, let's go, and it's a different vibe for me. But yeah, sure, I miss Coast. Coast is great, and the legacy behind it. And you go back and you think about all those past shows and the history and what I listened to and what excited me and why I wanted to pursue this part of my career. Certainly, Coast had a big part in that. Others did too, and I talk about that all the time. But that part of it being, there's only a handful of people that have ever hosted Coast to Coast, and I was one of them for 6 years. And that's amazing to me. There's just a few people that can say that they did that. And so when you step into Coast and you jump on that mic, you are representing everything that came from the past, its reputation, and where it is today, and that legacy, right? That history, and to be that person for 4 hours a night, yeah, sure, it's an incredible feeling, and that's what I always tried to do over at Coast. Was to continue what came before. I wanted to do the same stuff on Coast. I wanted everybody to think. I wanted to bring the best guest that I could. I booked my own guest over at Coast. And I wanted, hopefully, my goal every night was just to get people into that theater of the mind that I had when I listened to Coast before I hosted it. That was a great feeling. That was an amazing journey, right? Every single night. And I wanted to be that guy. And let me tell you this, it doesn't suck to be in the studio and hear that music and then step up to the mic, doom, 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 doom. Welcome. This is Coast to Coast AM. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. To be able to do that, it's like, man, what? Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I'm going to say one other thing before we get to the break. I didn't rehearse any of that. Didn't do it. And I guess I probably went through it in my mind for so many years. But I didn't rehearse it. And from the first night that I did Coast to the last night that I did Coast, I did the same format that I had done on the first night. It was just the way that I laid it out, and I thought it was with the respect to Coast, and I never changed off of that. I had my own little formula, my own way of setting up the show, my own way to do the commercial breaks, my own way to come in and out, my own show intro, and I never broke off of that way of doing it. But I went in unrehearsed, just did it, and then I repeated what I did the first night. That was my secret. I just repeated that for 6 years, and that was it. So thank you for that. I haven't talked about Coast in a long time, but yeah, it's great hanging out with George today, and we're friends, and we talk, and and, hang out when we can. And sure, do I miss it? I don't miss the lack of sleep. And the other part, which I think that everybody, I've got to get to a commercial break, that everybody can respect, is that with Fade to Black running Monday through Thursday, and then I turn around and do Coast on Friday, and then Saturday. Sometimes I did the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then turn around and do Fade to Black on Monday, and running these 6 and 7 day weeks for years on end was brutal. It was brutal. Fun while I was there. But, man, when I had to wake up on Monday morning, oh, man. So there you go. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and this is our AMA. I want to remind everybody, top of the hour, third hour, Ben Hansen is going to be here. He has got an amazing breaking UFO, UAP sighting right here over Los Angeles, and he broke this story 2 days ago. I managed to get Ben on with us tonight. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com.
Hello, I'm Kathleen, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com. Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're also the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers, and you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight's our AMA. You can post your questions in the YouTube chat. You can post over in Twitter, hashtag F2BQ or hashtag F2B. And let's see here. Why did, where did they go? Oh, there they are. YouTube chat, hashtag F2B, hashtag F2BQ over in Twitter, also over on my Facebook page. You can post questions there too as well. I've got a couple of Twitter questions I am going to get through to now. And let's see, I'm just prepping some stuff. And there you go. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Twitter. And this is from, I can't read your name. I think it's Chud67. Is that right? Is it Chud? Chud67 says, do you ride? If so, what kind of motorcycles do you have? I have a Honda Goldwing and a Kawasaki Vulcan S. Very nice. Now, I am, I don't want to say too much. I have selected, let me say this, 2021 Harley Davidson Softail Standard. Okay, so that's it. And the reason for that, the 2022 has got a cast spoked front rim, or rims, I should say. No, I need spokes. I want spokes. I want the classic look. And it only comes in black. It's a stripped down, so you can, it's like a blank canvas. And that's why I'm getting that. And that's all I'm going to say for now. But the answer is yes. I've been shopping for a while, and I was very close to getting a Triumph. I was looking at Triumph, a bunch of different versions of it, but a bobber. Very close. Was looking at the Bonnevilles too as well. Very close. I was looking at the Indians. Very close, and it was really weird. And so, for about this is all went down in the last 6 months, and there were things about different bikes that I was looking at that really appealed to me, but I kept just going back to Harley. I was like, you know what? No, that's what I want, and that's it. And that's it. I can get a bigger Harley. I can get a more expensive. I can do this. No, I want the Softail Standard. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. And that was there in Twitter. Let's see. This is from HH, also on Twitter. Jimmy, do you like the stock pickups? Do you think EMGs like Kirk Hammett would be cool? Oh, he's referring to a Jackson flying Randy Rhodes, like I have You can't see it. Right here, this one behind me. He's asking about active or passive pickups. Okay, HH, I'm just going to let you know that I only have passive pickups. That's it. Passive. I'm not an active pickup guy. So there you go. And specifically, Seymour Duncan, JB in the bridge and JN in the neck. I think those are two perfect pickups. And as far as I'm concerned, you can put those on any guitar. Any guitar. And I'm not the only one that thinks that way. But yeah, I'm not an active guy. I'm not an active pickup guy. Let's see. Brad says, how much to play guitar at Jonah's birthday party? Brad wants me to bring down Jordan Ziff to Jonah's birthday party. Happy birthday, Jonah. Jordan Ziff and I are going to be playing this weekend and doing some writing and stuff. And, it's my way of getting a free lesson. But anyway, so Jordan's going to be here on Saturday, which is Jonah's birthday. And so part of Jonah's birthday, I was like, bring Jonah up here and he can hang out with Jordan Ziff, and we're going to be playing all day in the bunker and stuff. And we just couldn't. So it was like, trying to pull me out of here. No, it's not going to happen. But happy birthday, Jonah. Okay, this is from Madeline. Do you believe we went to the moon on July 20th, 1969? Are you aware of the secret space program? It depends on what version of the secret space program you're talking about. There are versions of the secret space program that I have huge question marks about. The other version of the secret space program that is going on right now as we speak, with the X-37B and flights that are going up, and the NRO and probably the NSA and these 1 and 2 year long missions that are happening right now. That's a secret space program, and that's the one that we are told about. We're not told about the missions, but we're certainly it's taxpayer dollars, and there's a certain amount of information that they tell us, but we don't know what's going on with those missions. But if that is happening, what is happening that we don't know about? That's interesting. So when people say, well, Jimmy, man, how can the secret space program be real? I'm like, what are you talking about? Have you heard about the X-37B? No. Well, there you go. Go do that research. There's your secret space program. And so the infrastructure behind something like the X-37B, let's just stay right there for a second. The X-37B, had to be designed. Now, you're talking about thousands of people. Then it had to get built. Now, you're talking about thousands more. All kept secret. Didn't know about it until it was revealed. The X-37B has to be sent to space. Now you've got thousands of people involved with that. They're not talking. You don't know about it. You don't know what's going on. That's a secret space program. Then you have the mission planners. You have the pilots. You have the engineers. You have everything that is on board the X-37B that's being sent to space. And what is it doing up there? Don't know. That is a huge program. Thousands and thousands and thousands of men and women involved in that. And nobody's talking. So don't think for a second that something like that could get pulled off and it could be kept secret and we would know about it. Well, there's your proof right there. You tell me somebody that has worked on the X-37B. You don't know. You've never met them. They're not talking. Come on, man. Think about that. So if that's going on, what else is going on? What else is the Space Force doing? What are those mission objectives? Right? So think about all of that. Okay? So what was the other? Do you believe we went to the moon on July 20th, 1969? I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 on that. I could go either way. I really could, and not for the reasons that you would think, but I could go either way. Did they film the missions and then what we saw? Yeah, well, where there's smoke, there's fire. But I have other questions. It's not so much that about 1969 and Apollo 11. You can kind of put that and leave it sit by itself and simmer a bit. But it's not just that. It's that after Apollo was stopped, we never went outside of low Earth orbit. Still haven't. Allegedly. Still haven't. And the space shuttle was designed to go from the Earth to the moon. That's what it was designed to do. It wasn't designed to just go up and orbit and land again. It was designed, the SLS entire setup, they had nuclear engines and things to build a base on the moon. The shuttle was to go between Earth and the moon and shuttle astronauts there, and then get everything going for the mission to Mars. And they had the nuclear engines. I've talked about it on the show, and that was the next step, the evolutionary process after or during the Apollo missions. And so they scrapped all of that and just kept the shuttle to do what it was doing. But that was the original setup for everything. All of that was scrapped, and we never went outside of low Earth orbit. When we started to have these press conferences in the last 5-6 years, and these statements were made, Madeline, from NASA going, well, when we figure out the Van Allen belt and figure out the radiation problems, oh, wait a minute. That wasn't a concern with Apollo. And that primitive technology, what, you were just sending everybody through the Van Allen belt and you didn't know it was there? No, you knew it was there. And we had done the radiation testing. We had flown previous Apollo missions, Apollo 8, Apollo 9, Apollo 10, out to the moon and back and doing all of this testing. And then suddenly the Van Allen belt is a concern, and that's why we haven't gone past that, and we don't know if we can survive it. So that's when I back up and go, wait a minute, did we even go to the moon? Wait, what are you saying? Have we been past that or not? These are NASA statements. This isn't other conspiracy theorists out there that have talked about this over the years on this show and others and documentaries. No, this is NASA's words. I just remember, did he just say that? What? So there you go. It's not for the reasons you think. I just take it from NASA's statements and maybe possible slip-ups. So I'm 50-50. Probably, yeah, we went to the moon. I did go to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. I've told this story before many times. And you can go up to the Apollo, I think it's the Apollo 11 capsule, and it's right there. You can go up and look in the door, right? And I did. And I looked in and I just kind of looked around. I've done this like 3 times, not just once. And just looked and went, this went to the moon? It's got levers. It's got cables. It just looks rinky dink, man. There's nothing high tech about that. But so I don't know. But probably did. Okay. Let's see. Back to YouTube. This is from Woods. I can't read this. Is it Woods Elf? Woods Elf? That's a great name. Jimmy, solar and wind or nuclear? Wow. That's a great question. I don't think it matters. If nuclear itself, when it's running correctly, it's totally safe, totally clean, totally awesome. Cranks out a lot of kilowatts, man, for what is going on there. And it's a great solution. But It's the nuclear waste. And if there was a way to get the nuclear waste like off planet, just shoot it off in a rocket, just out into space somewhere and get it off of this planet, different story. If, Fukushima, 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, we don't need another nuclear disaster. And if it was a perfected situation, I have no issues with nuclear. I don't. And if there was a way to get the waste off the planet, great. If it was a safe system that was foolproof, great. I've got no issues with it. Solar and wind are awesome. And if it gets more efficient, great. I think we should have solar panels everywhere. Streets should be solar panels. Every roof should be a solar panel. Your car should be made out of a giant solar panel, right? Why aren't we doing that? Why isn't the paint on a car solar panel paint? Right? Why haven't we perfected that yet? It doesn't make any sense. Wings on a plane. Why aren't those solar panels? Why? I don't know. So, but yeah, I'm cool with all of it. Fusion is right around the corner. And once fusion is locked down, I think we're getting pretty close to that, by the way. There won't be any solar power. There won't be any. That's going to be kid stuff. No, there won't be any solar or anything. And there won't be any wind turbines. We'll be plugging into free energy forever, just straight out of the wall. If a fusion fusion is going to happen, the question is when, and I think it's going to be sooner than later. All right, let's see. RB says, Jimmy, who do you prefer as lead guitarist for the Allman Brothers, Dwayne Allman or Dickie Betts? Oh, dude, that's too. RB, that's a great question. Man, that's a tough one. Now, of course, the natural thing is to say Dwayne Allman. Died so young, right? Dwayne was an amazing player. Young, and just go listen. The Allman Brothers. Go listen to Layla by Eric Clapton and Dwayne solo on that. Right? Okay. So anyway, but that being said, Dickie Betts is a gift from God. Dickie Betts, amazing, right? And huge shoes to fill, but just an elegant guy, and was able to keep it going. So that's a tough call. I love Dickie Betts. Love Dickie Betts. Love him. But Dwayne Allman's Dwayne Allman, man. So there you go. That's a coin toss in a weird way. That is just a coin toss. Let's see. Let's stay right here. This is a long question. This is from Claudia. Claudia Elsa Louise. Jimmy, if friendly aliens picked you up and took you to one destination where all knowledge would be given to you about that place, which would you pick? And you only have two choices, Egypt or Göbekli Tepe. Yeah, Claudia, well thought out. That is a well thought out, concise, and comprehensive question. That is well thought out. Egypt. I don't even have to think about it. Göbekli Tepe's right there. No question about it. No question about it. But I was talking about this last night with Johnny Enoch. Everybody on this planet wants to know about the Great Pyramid. And the Sphinx too, and but the Great Pyramid is right. It's such an enigma. And it's right there in front of us, and we don't know crap. We really don't. And so, yeah, that's where I would go. Why? Because then I'd be able to tell everybody, okay, this is what I found out. Here we go. So I'm going right there. It would be. I think about it every single day, every day that goes by. I think about the Great Pyramid and I scratch my head. So that's where I would go. Göbekli Tepe, amazing. It wasn't supposed to be there. It is. And now there's more. And there's more Göbekli Tepes. And it's fantastic. And I'm happy about that. And we're learning more and more about our ancient past for sure. And we're going to continue to uncover stuff. But then there's the Great Pyramid. We just don't know. I mean, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I get to take that picture. Right. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the other one too, where you're like this, holding up the Great Pyramid. Yeah, Great Pyramid. No question about it. Okay, let's see. What do I have next? Which direction here? Let's see. Let's go over to Twitter. Hang on, everybody. Okay. Let's see. Is this a question? This is Skyhawk. It's here in hashtag F2B. I'm not reading them in advance, everybody. In UFO Witness, Season 2, Episode 8, Ben and Melissa, Ben Hansen, who's on with us here in a few minutes, Melissa Tittle, I think that's who you're talking about, lay out 8 species of ET belonging to the Galactic Federation with the Palladians in charge. Question, they ask, are ETs brainwashing their victims in a sadistic plot to dominate humanity? Are they? The threat agenda. Is this to me or to Ben? Ben's going to be on here. Well, we're going to be talking about other stuff. I think it's an interesting thought experiment, to go there. I keep saying, and Skyhawk, I mean, we need to, these kinds of questions where it allows you to just think about and discuss is great to do. Got to have everything on the table. You just have to. But I just keep going back to a very simple conclusion. If ET wanted this planet, they would have already taken it over. What do they need us for? They need anything for, right? They want to take the planet, they would take it. I would not be talking to you right now. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't even know that it happened. It would be instant. Just done, over. And whatever way, whatever advanced technology, whatever they wanted to do, they would do it, and we would know it, and it would be over, and that's it. That's it. Right? Well, as far as I can tell, they haven't done that yet. So, and that's part of the discussion with a question like this, right? Where that would be my input. But then there's others that would have a different point of view and different experiences and different knowledge that they would bring to the table and maybe not share my take. That's fine. And that's what you do with a thought experiment like this. But thank you. And that is from Skyhawk 88. Let's see what is up next. This is from, man, where do you guys come up with your names? Can't you just do like Bob Johnson? Betsy Smith? It's just a name. This is Ochfo will play. OCFO. What? See, I can't even. If that was a license plate, you should ask for your money back. But anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, see me. Now, see, I can go with that. Do you think the paranormal make contact with aliens more than we do? Oh, wow. That's a great question. Well, but couldn't the paranormal, you're talking about ghosts and stuff like that, the supernatural, but couldn't they be aliens? Some of them? Here's the reason why I say that. There has to be, and I say this as fact, there has to be, just in our galactic neighborhood, millions of civilizations. Just right here in the Milky Way, not the universe, our Milky Way. What, are they all supposed to look the same? Are they all supposed to be at the same level of advancement, right? And evolution? Are they supposed to be the exact same levels of intelligence? They're supposed to look exactly the same appear the same in front of us, running on the same timelines and time scales, that they're going to be in our frequency, and we're going to be able to just relate and understand and talk and see and feel and touch? No, absolutely not. It's a variety. It's a smorgasbord. It would have to be that way. So when you ask a question like this, who's to say, and nobody can, not yet, that ET isn't an energy source, an energy being that may appear to have a shape, but we can't really see it. It may be on a different time scale, a different frequency, so we can kind of see it. And then maybe we see them as ghosts, right? We see them as, a black entity, a shadow figure, a light being, an orb, an energy source. How are we, think about that for a second. Now, that doesn't mean that ghosts and spirits aren't us and real in the afterlife, and that's what we're experiencing. Sure, that's part of it. But how do we know for sure that is the case? And the other part to this, I've got to take a break right here, is how do we not know that some of the supernatural things that we are seeing aren't time travelers? If somebody comes back from the distant past, or from the distant future, comes back here to this timeline, or maybe they have a time machine from the past and they're coming here, but we can't focus on them. They're here, they're seeing, they're observing, right? But we can't really, they appear as like a ghost figure, and we think that is the paranormal, and we think that is the supernatural. When Hawking did that famous invite to his birthday party, right? Did the email, okay, time travelers, come to my birthday party, and he said nobody showed up. Maybe they did. What if Hawking came back, well, no, I didn't have any time travelers, but I had a lot of ghosts. It was crazy. There were ghosts everywhere, right? Think about that. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is our AMA. Ask me anything. Post your questions in YouTube. Post them over hashtag F2B on Twitter. Post them over on Facebook. I'll get to them. Top of the hour, Ben Hansen, right here. It's Fade to Black. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Cartonel Tiburón y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Do you want to be an official Fade or Not? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fade or Nots. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
Hi, I'm Ray Sobbs, and I'm here to tell you about something I really think you're going to like. The UNX Network is a part of a larger group called UNX Media, and one of the things we offer is the quarterly UNX magazine, which is available both in print and digital formats. This amazing magazine covers all aspects of the unexplained and makes for a great coffee table periodical that is certain to spark enlightening conversations in your living rooms. We invite you to check out the latest digital issue for free. Just go to unxnetwork.com/membership and fill out your free membership with your name and email and become a new free member. The new summer issue is now available, and the theme is Time Anomalies, which includes a feature article written by our managing editor, Lee Spiegel. Just go to unxnetwork.com/memberships. That's unxnetwork.com/memberships and get your free e-copy of the UNX magazine today.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Having an AMA tonight. I love this, by the way. And so, post your questions in YouTube, hashtag F2B, hashtag F2BQ over on Twitter, and also on my personal Facebook page, which I think you can get access to. And let's get straight back to it. This is from, let's see, this is from Gords M. Is it Gords M? Gordis M. Jimmy, have you seen The Backrooms by Kane Pixels? All right. Now, yes, I've seen way too much of it. For those out there that may not understand this question, this is a great question, by the way. It is, I don't even know how to explain it, really. It's like an endless hallway with rooms and corridors and kind of like a maze that doesn't end, right? And you can just go. And I was told about it a while ago and ended up, dude, like everybody, I just said dude and dudettes, like everybody else that starts to go through that, you're in it, man. You're in it. I don't even know how to put it into words. It kind of reminded me. Well, that would be unfair because this is so much more modern. But kind of like Duke Nukem, kind of like that. And it's crazy. So yeah, the answer is yes. And I had to get out of it, man. I had to get out of it. I was like, dude, I'm spending way too much because you don't know. You just don't know. You don't know what to expect. So anyway, the answer is yes. And I don't want to, no spoiler alerts here. Everybody's got to experience Backrooms on your own and go and check it out. Don't watch any videos or anything before you do it. I ended up going back and watching videos after and comments and reactions. So don't, it's pretty freaky. So anyway, just go and check it out if you haven't. It's Backrooms by Kane Pixels. I love that question. That's great. Okay, let's see what's next. Tracy Scott. Jimmy, have you watched K 2019 about Egypt, the Great Pyramids? I started to. I'm going to circle back and do it. But no, I haven't finished it. I just watched the beginning of it, and it was one of those things where I'm going to get back to this, and I just haven't had the time to circle back. Thank you for reminding me. What that is about, K 2019, is about the construction of pyramids, I believe, around the world. That's certainly the Great Pyramid and the pyramids of Egypt, but pyramids around the world and how they were constructed and techniques on how they were done. So I believe it's been about a year since I started to check it out, but that's what my memory says. Thank you for reminding me, and I'm going to go back and check it out. Tracy, what did you think? I would like to hear from you too, as well. Let's see. I just had something queued up, and it was this is from Midascope on Twitter. Hi, Jimmy. What do you think about the Mel's Hole story? Do you think it's real? Hi from Mexico. Thank you, Midascope. I talk about Mel's Hole all the time, and now this is the Mel's Hole itself. I don't have the exact date when that aired on Coast to Coast with Art Bell, but if I was going to guess, it was in the mid 90s, and I heard it live, and I heard the next night live. Maybe I think it was 3 nights in a row, and Mel called into Coast to Coast, started talking to Art, and Art kept him on this one phone call for the entire show. So this being 25 years ago, probably 25, 27 years ago, there may be some that have, or a lot of you have never heard the original broadcast, which I suggest that you do. There are others out there that don't know what I'm talking about. And then there's the rest of you that know exactly what Mel's Hole is and how incredible of a night, especially that first night on Coast to Coast, and how amazing that was. All right, so Mel's Hole, and then I'll get to the second part. Do I think it's real? Mel's Hole was a hole on this guy's property that didn't end. And he said, couldn't get to the bottom of it. And they would go out and push a washing machine into it, a refrigerator, to listen to see if it would hit the bottom. They would throw their trash in there. He said at one point he just got rolls and rolls of fishing line and put stuff on, and just unwound miles of fishing line and it would never, he could never get to the bottom of this hole. Now there's much more to the story. And in the end, I think Mel said, I think he called back. It's been so many years. I don't want to get this incorrect, but I remember Mel saying that he went back to his property, pulled up, and the DEA was there, and had claimed that they were there for, I think it was a meth lab or something. Something was going on. And I think Mel ultimately wound up in Australia, and he had I think he said he had a mink farm. And then to follow up with everything, I think Mel came back to the United States, hooked up with some an indigenous culture, Indians on a reservation, I believe, that took him to another hole that had a hatch on it. Okay. Now, there were many people that went in search of Mel's Hole. I can't remember the town that was next to his property. A lot of people went out and started asking questions, and everybody said, what do you, no, there's no. And Mel had said that the neighbor, everybody knew about this, and they would, throw their trash and got refrigerators and things. But nobody out there knew anything about the story. And in the end, I think it was kind of made up. But it was a great story. Now, and I'm just going to leave it there because I don't know. I never made it out there. I never met Mel. I can only state as a fact that night on Coast to Coast was one of the best nights in all of radio, in all of history. It was an incredible night on the air. And I couldn't wait for the commercial break to end. Let's get back to this conversation. It was incredible. It was incredible. So was it real? I don't think it was. I don't. I think it all fell apart. If it was real, we would all know where Mel's Hole is, and we could all go out there. Think about that, right? Okay. All right. You know what was really weird? I remember I went back and I got the recording. I might have it somewhere saved. Art had a recording of hell, and he played it on Coast to Coast. And I can't remember exactly how the recording was made, but my memory says they dropped a microphone deep into a cave somewhere, into deep thing like Mel's Hole, and recorded the sounds of hell. And man, do you remember that? That was also incredible. All right, this is from Carrison. Carrison says, did you ever meet Art Bell during your years at Coast? No, Art wasn't part of Coast to Coast. So during Coast, no. Before I started at Coast and after, I spoke to Art on the phone, but no, I never met him. He was out in Pahrump. Exchanged many emails, but no, I never met Art Bell. And I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's see. Let me back up. What's your favorite ways? This is from Thunderstorm. What's your favorite ways to brew and prep your coffee? I'm sure you've touched on this before, but your coffee corner pick inspired me. Oh, I posted a picture of my coffee corner with some of my devices. My favorite, pour over. That's my favorite. Pour over. Yeah. Pour over. And if you don't know what pour over is, it's a metal cone. Well, there's another basket where you can put a paper filter in, but it's a cone. You put your coffee grounds in it on top of a coffee mug, and then you pour your boiling water over the top of that, and it fills up the coffee cup, and you take that and you put it to the side, and you enjoy. That's my favorite, but it is a close second tie to French press. Yeah. French press is better if you have company. And I have like a gallon size French press. I only do a half a French press in the morning and it lasts me all day. And then another one right before the show. But French press is great when you have guests. Okay. But the flavor is pretty close. But man, I think pour over is definitely the way to go. Okay, let's see. Next up. This is from Matthew. Matthew says, have you heard anything about targeted individuals, organized gang stalking, and the use of biological and microwave weapons secretly being unleashed against a certain population of undesirables? I've heard about this for years. I've talked to a few targeted individuals over the years. I've never done a show on it. And let me tell you why I haven't done a show on it. Okay. In that if you are going through something like this, it has to be traumatic. And if it continues, to your mind, and if it continues over a length of time, then it has to have an effect on you. I think it could drive you crazy, right? Make you insane. And so if you are going through that, and I've talked to a few individuals, bringing a guest on the show to talk about this, I think only amplifies the trauma and the questions that I would ask, and then somebody having to relive it and go through the experiences and stuff. So I've left that alone, and I don't want to cause anybody else any more distress. I went through, this is many, thank you for that, Matthew. That's a great question. This is many years ago, and I can't say who, what, and when. I can't go there. But I had a friend of mine who came over stressed out. This is around 1990. Okay, so 32 years ago. And he goes, hey, man, I'm being recorded from the room next door in my apartment. I go, come on, man. Stop. And he said, no, you don't understand. I can hear them talking about me, and I can hear, and they're the microphones, and I know where they are, and they're recording me. I go, come on, man, you're tripping. About 2 weeks later, unrelated, I have somebody else tell me, hey, man, we were paid to record this guy in the room next door to this room in this apartment. I said, what? What'd you just say? And he's telling me he doesn't know that I know, and that this conversation happened 2 weeks before. And I said, okay, now what, tell me more. And he did. And I go back to my friend. I said, they are recording you. I knew it. And he lost his mind. And I think it would have been better to not tell him. I swear to God. And it was one of the little, I can't believe I just remembered that. But that's an example of, right? Sometimes you just need to just leave things alone, because his reaction, instead of like, okay, all right, I'll go to the police, or I'm going to do this or whatever, and being rational. No, he freaked out. And it was, and I didn't talk to, I just had to walk. I couldn't believe it. It's a small world. Nobody knew that I knew, right? What were the odds? And yeah. And he freaked. He absolutely freaked. So yeah, that's why I just won't do a show on that. And I've got my own reasons for not and not doing it. Okay, let's see. Who is up next? Let's see what we got here. What do we got over here? Can you share? This is from Christy Rewired. Can you share what you know or have heard about the real Stargate found in Egypt and or Iraq? I was a big SG-1 fan and felt that it was preparing us for future disclosure. And years ago, before I knew about the CIA Entertainment Division, felt like it was more docudrama. Yeah, that's a great question. That's from Christy Rewired on Twitter. The rumors that were going around for a long time about Saddam Hussein either having a Stargate or knowing where one was in Iraq and was trying to go and find it. And which also included Babylon, and let's not forget Nebuchadnezzar and that part when it came to Saddam Hussein. So, and this went on, and it was very persistent. And I do believe that Saddam believed that there was a Stargate in Iraq. Now, did he actually find it? Don't know. And there was a lot of, when it came to lost history and the mystery schools and alchemy and these subjects, well, all of that is part of the history of Iraq. And Saddam was absolutely a student of that history, and he believed himself to be the reincarnation of Nebuchadnezzar, right? The first king of Iraq, 5,000 years ago. So he believed that, and he was definitely pursuing it in the Sumerian tablets and the Anunnaki. This is all Iraq. And Saddam was aware of all of that. So I do believe that, yes, he was searching for not only a Stargate or the Stargate, but other things like this, other artifacts like this, and other locations and buried cities and information and writings. Yes, 100%. So that part of, now, did he ever find it? I don't know. Now, when we shift this over to Egypt and Roland Emmerich and how that was done and handled, and of course the TV series Stargate, and I appreciate, Christy, the way that you're stating it here. Is this a way to handle this information to the public? Because if it ever does go out there into the media, and that there was an actual Stargate, or there is an actual Stargate, what would that and if you have a TV series that runs for 10 or 15 years, like Stargate, with all of its offshoots, that gets it out there in the public mindset. So when it does, well, okay, yeah, man, I saw SG-1 Atlantis. Yeah, I saw that. I saw SG-1. And I saw the spinoffs. I saw every episode. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Stargates are real. Okay, cool. Yeah, right? Kind of makes sense, Christy. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't. But the pursuit by Saddam Hussein for this and other information, was real. What did he find? I don't know. There were a lot of missions by the United States to go out and surround these ancient sites like Ur, secure them. So many artifacts were being found, dug up, these archaeological dig sites that were ongoing when the war started. And everything that was there, not everything, but a lot of it was looted and taken into the black market and also to different individuals around the world. There's that. There are the museums in Iraq that were of all of these unbelievable artifacts that just simply disappeared. And so there were many missions by United States Special Forces to go out and secure these dig sites, secure these towns, or being one, and to lock this stuff down. And were they also heading to where the Stargate was? I don't know, but I know as a fact that was part of the U.S. military's mission objective, was to go and secure these artifacts, secure the history, and secure the sites, and secure the museums. That's a fact. And this is Fade to Black. Tonight is our AMA. I'm going to take a quick break. I am your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer and UnX Networks. You know where to post your questions. I'll get to more, and then we're going to get to Ben Hansen. All of that next. Stay with me.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UnX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from Rivermoon. Just click on the Rivermoon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B Blend for 15% off of your order today.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Welcome back. You guys are the best. AMA tonight, and we're going to continue the AMA until we get Ben Hansen in here. And I'm just going to let everybody know Ben is en route to his studio. So as soon as he gets to the studio and gets settled, we'll bring him in, and I'm ready to go. I'll see him pop in the area here backstage, and we'll get straight to it. So anyway, let's get back to the questions. You know where to post. You can post in the YouTube chat, and you can also post in Twitter, hashtag F2B, hashtag F2BQ, and there you go. Okay, so let's get straight back to it. Lots of great questions here. Okay, this is from Christopher Walsh. You know, I know a Chris Walsh. Is this the Chris Walsh that I used to work with? Could it be you, Chris? That would flip me out. Okay. Shrimp and grits, Jimmy. I can't believe you posted that. This is the universe, because we had a shrimp and grits question and conversation over the weekend. I'll tell you why. And the answer is yes. But let me tell you why. Jacques Vallée. So we got to together for dinner on Friday night. Jacques had shrimp and grits. I had a filet. It was incredible too, by the way. Okay, so I have a filet. He has shrimp and grits, and I see it come to the table, and it was laid out. So I'll just let me explain. So the shrimp is laid out on top of, so it's like this, stretched across the plate on top of the grits, right? So the shrimp is up, and there's a row of. I see that come to the table. And you know how that happens, right? I should have ordered that, because that looks good. So the next night, we're out to dinner. Same restaurant, by the way. And I'm with Jacques. I said, Jacques, I had shrimp and grits last night. Okay. Ben Hansen. Okay, man, I'm on the move. How was that shrimp and grits? It was amazing. I was like, man, I gotta go there. And I did. So that's why, and it was amazing. But that's why, because I don't think, I mean, maybe once or twice in my life, but not every restaurant is serving that, first off. Second, it's not like on my list, I'm going to the store. Today I'm going to do shrimp and grits. No, it's not on my mind. But it was this weekend, twice. And then I get this question today. That's nuts. That's the universe. That's why I love doing this show. That's why I love all of you. And if you don't think that the universe is connected, you're nuts, because that question is a trip. Thank you, Chris. That's well done, man. Rick Roberts. I'm not going to pose that question, Rick. But no, it doesn't affect me at all. No, doesn't. So there you go. It's not even a consider. I don't even think about that kind of stuff. Let's see. Just stay with me, everybody. Just stay with me. Stay with me. Here we go. Dystopian Visions. Another great name. Is that God-given? Did your mom say, you know what, honey, we're going to go with dystopian for this middle name, Visions? Boy or girl, doesn't matter. This is what we're going to do. Give me that paperwork. We're going to fill out the name now. Right? You got cool parents. Question is... Okay, Ben, if you're listening, we're all good. Do you think that the Men in Black are a secret department of the CIA, Jimmy? Okay. Depends on what version of the Men in Black you are thinking about. Okay, there are some that say the Men in Black are aliens, right? The pale skin, driving these cars for an unknown reason because they don't know any better, and the mannerisms are weird, and the way that they walk is, the way that they talk is weird. So there's that, or maybe there's two divisions of Men in Black, Women in Black, or are they just humans and their job is to go out and deal with the UFO issue, right? Okay, and would that be a division of the CIA? Don't know. Okay, so now let me answer this more directly than I've laid that out, because we could be talking about two different versions. So the CIA is not supposed to, I think this is by law, the CIA is not supposed to operate inside of the United States borders. That is for the rest of the world. Technically, legal, I don't think the CIA is supposed to have agents inside of the U.S. working against the population of the United States. Okay, officially. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. MK Ultra, that was CIA. It certainly went down here. But anyway, putting that aside, if the Men in Black are running, and I believe that they are running as an actual organization inside of the United States, dealing with United States citizens and the UFO agenda, probably not a division of the CIA, right? So you may be saying CIA because you're just thinking of an agency, or maybe you're asking about the CIA specifically, which I understand. But I would think that the Men in Black, if I was going to pick something, I would say Air Force. I would go Air Force. And I would be okay in saying that. I would say Air Force. And some special division, right? Platoon of the Air Force. Or an entity or group running on its own, separate from the normal branches of the military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, and just running on its own. Special access program with its own funding. That's a possibility too. CIA directly? No. No. Air Force? Yes. Do I think that they have to be? They have to be. Yeah, there are men and women in black. All right. Let's see what is next. Thank you for that, Dystopian. That's a great name. All right. This is from... That didn't take long. This is from Jamie. What are the Stargates actually for? Okay. The Stargates are a transportation machine. So you choose your destination, and I would say the closest way we could look at it from a scientific standpoint is a wormhole that you can position. So you dial it in, okay, we want to go here, and then you step through it, and then you literally take a step, and then your next step is at your destination, another planet. That's what the TV series was certainly about, and the movie. So that's what they're for. It's a transportation device. Did they ever use it for time travel? I don't think so. It was just locations, right? Throughout the universe, right? I don't think they never time traveled. So it's just a vehicle. It's a machine that takes you from one point to the other. Great question, Jamie, and thank you for that. How many people out there I'm just going to reverse this on everybody. How many people out there have not seen Stargate? Is that possible? I mean, in our community, if you're listening to this show, have you not seen Stargate? I would love to see the reaction from that here in the chat room. How many people have not seen Stargate? I think I would be blown away. Hey, Jimmy, Shrimp and Grits is an anagram of Grim Starship and D. Grim Starship and D. Sure. Okay. All right. Let's see. Man, I had another great question. I'm going to say 3, and they seem to have disappeared again. There's no way I can scroll past them. Jimmy, did you gag when you saw it? Saw what? Okay, I'm going to back over here. Jimmy, are you familiar with the Suspicious Observers YouTube channel? No, never heard of it. Ben Davidson is a science geek, but I don't know his discipline. Okay, that's kind of a weird. Is that the question? No, I've never heard of it. Suspicious Observers. Okay, I'm wondering if that is any good. Okay. Oh, the grits. No, I don't like grits. I wouldn't order grits. This is from Claudia. Did I gag? Grits to me are tasteless. Does that make sense? So you've got your grits, and then you put butter, salt and pepper, and now it tastes like butter and salt and pepper. Tabasco, salsa, and the grits are going to adapt to. So, but I just never really, mashed potatoes taste like potatoes, right? Oatmeal tastes like oatmeal. I mean, things have a taste. A tomato tastes like a tomato. Slice of turkey tastes like a slice of turkey. Grits, you can't identify anything to it. So there you go. All right. Let's see. This is from Jack the Lad. Jack says, how much do you miss John Anthony West? Wasn't he the best on Egypt? Certainly. Yeah, I miss him a lot. Was talking to Robert Schock yesterday on the phone for a couple hours, actually, about, John Anthony West. And I have to say that meeting him, hanging out with him, guest on the show, really opened my eyes to a lot of different things. And it wasn't just because, let me back up though. Okay. Because I miss him dearly. I do. I miss a lot of people that are no longer with us. Jim Mars, just heartbreaking. But anyway, John Anthony West, 20 years ago, let me hit this coffee, something in my throat. Magical Egypt, right? And so this is 2003. And I go to, like right in there, I'm feeling 2003, 2002, 2003, 2004. And I get to, I'm doing research and things. And it swings me over now. I'm back into John Anthony West, and I'm looking, and I have the list of the episodes here, and I pay for it, and things. Anyway, that's beside the point. But there was this shot, like a trailer, and it's John. Today I have all the DVDs, I have the collection, I have all of that. But back then, right? So I'm watching this on my computer, and John Anthony West is, I think he had a flashlight or something. He's walking between these pillars, and it's so well lit. And And then he turns and he looks at the camera and the music, and the things. And I was like, this is my guy. This guy right here. And I watched those episodes of Magical Egypt, the original series. The new one's great too, but over and over and over again. And I just couldn't get enough. And it was the books and John Anthony West meant so much to me. And when I started Fade to Black and somebody puts me in, I get his information and somebody spoke to him about me in advance. And it might have been the opposite. He might have reached out to me, but that doesn't matter. From the moment that we spoke on the phone that first time, we were friends. And it was just an amazing relationship. And I remember I had him booked on the show, but leading up to it, it's like a month before he was going to be on Fade to Black. And I'm driving around the valley, and I've got John on the phone, speakerphone in my car. And I'm just talking to John Anthony West while I'm driving. And I remember I had to go to this specific place and outside. And I said, John, hang on. I disconnected. Now he's on the phone and we're walking. It was in like a park. It was outside. And I'm walking and talking to John Anthony West about the Sphinx. I'm talking to John Anthony West about the Great Pyramid. I'm talking to John Anthony West about hieroglyphics and symbolism and how great that. And he was so open to me and so cool. He meant so much. So I miss him dearly. Rita and I, this is about 5 years ago, we go to New York. We go to the Met and go through the Egypt thing. And we spent a whole day there. And it was like the next day, I'm in Central Park and walking through Central Park. And he calls me. And I'm in New York, and I go, John, what's going on? Hey, man, what's going on? I said, hey, I can't believe I went to the Met yesterday. Amazing, right? I said, yeah. And I asked him about a couple of things that I saw in there. And he walked me through, and he goes, I know exactly which sarcophagus you're talking about. And it's this, 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 this. And how great is that? That the synchronicity thing happened, number one. But number two, I'm able to just ask John Anthony West about a sarcophagus that I saw in the Met that he obviously was very familiar with, and he was able to answer my questions. And I can't do that today. I can't do it. I miss him so much. His knowledge. And let me tell you something. That guy, John Anthony West, lived in Ibiza. And if you know anything about Ibiza and what goes on there day and night, it's a certain group of people. But he did that back in the day. Back in the day. It's like the early 60s, late 50s, when it was a different world on Ibiza. And that's where his journey started. With all of this, he comes from a different place. He's from a different era, and his style of not only researching, but his personality and the way that he loved everybody and respected everybody. It's just from a different era, and I absolutely miss it. I miss him. So there you go. Let's see next. Have you ever, this is from Daniel Frost. Have you ever done something you deeply regret doing? Anything? No. Nope. 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 And that's it. Everything, no matter what, takes you to today. all of those experiences. No, I don't regret a thing. You can't. You can't. Maybe a few. I'm just quoting Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley. Regrets? Well, I've had a few. No, I don't regret. No. Everything is part of the journey. Everything is part of the journey. I talked the other day with somebody that I dated 40 years ago, right? 35 years ago, a long time ago. And hadn't talked to this person in 35 years. And so, okay, we got Ben here. He'll be here with us in a minute. And that question came up, right? And I said, no, I don't regret anything. And if you and I hadn't gone through what we went through, and then what happened after that, and this, and jobs, and experiences, and this, and that, and it's all part of the journey. And it's one experience after another, and they accumulate, and you learn, right? And if you take an experience that you think that you should regret, and take that and learn from that, why did you make a decision that you regret, or you think that you should regret? Why? Learn from it and move on. But it's all a part of the journey, and it makes you who you are. And if something, regret is a strange word, but if it was something, if I can go back in time and change something, right? Why would you? No, you learn from that experience. You're not going to do it again, right? Something positive always comes out of it in a strange way. But it lands you to where you are right now. And I wouldn't change a thing. No. I've got 100% zero regrets. So that's it. Okay. As I'm waiting for Ben, speaking of Quaker Oat instant grits, they went up in price and now 10 packs instead of 12. Is that where you guys are at? Okay. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I've got Ben saying he's here, but I don't see him yet. Oh, man. Hold on for a second. And I'm how many seconds away? So we'll have Ben after the break, and we're going to take a break here in just a minute. And there you go. I'm watching John Carter for the first time. Jimmy's recommendation. Good night, folks. That's from David. You're going to love it, man. It's a great movie. That's an absolutely great movie. Let me see what I can squeeze in here before we get Ben. There's so many questions. They're all over the place. Yeah, too few to mention. Thank you for that. Grits are like cream of wheat. How did we somehow end up on grits? I absolutely love it. Let's see. Jimmy, you were talking shrimp and grits. Oh, is that it? Okay, everybody, I'm going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Ben Hansen is with us. He's got an incredible breaking UFO story. And let's see here. Hold on. What is this? There's Ibiza Bar by Pink Floyd. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. That will do it for our AMA. And always great. Claudia says she has not seen Stargate. Well, that's what you're doing tonight. James Spader. Roland Emmerich. That's a great cast, too, by the way. Kurt Russell. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we'll be joined with Ben Hansen, an incredible breaking UFO story that occurred right over Los Angeles. He's going to tell you all about it next. I've seen the video. I posted the video. More with Ben when we come back. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors, just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UNX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from Rivermoon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch, roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all Rivermoon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
This is Kristen, Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What a great show tonight. What a great week on the show. And I want to thank everybody for the great AMA questions tonight. But I need to get straight to it. I've been telling everybody throughout the show tonight that Ben Hansen broke a story a couple of days ago. It's absolutely incredible. And this is the thing. I posted Ben's video up in social media. I will continue to do that, and I'll get it up in Bill, if you can, pop it up in the chat rooms and get that going. But I've got it up in social media too as well. The story is incredible. Ben, this is your story. You broke it, and the video is incredible. Let's start with, I am sure that you've had a lot of people coming at you and you've had to explain this and tell the story over and over again. But let's go through it. What happened? And let's go there, because I also want to I want to ask you directly how you got this incredible story. So let's start there. What happened?
So, this was August 18th. Well, how I got this story. So it happened a few weeks ago. I was giving a lecture here in Orange County, California, and talking about cryptids and UFOs at kind of a local community center. And a guy came up to me who has been to a lot of the lectures, and he said, "Hey, I was talking to one of my Navy buddies and asked him if he'd ever seen anything unusual in the skies as he's flying." He said, "No, but I have a friend who had a recent sighting." So it was kind of a friend of a friend thing. Next day, he gives me his phone number. He says, "Call him." So I think this was like Saturday. I'm really busy. And I'm like, okay, let's see what he has to say. And this pilot, he's retired 20 plus years, Marine Corps, flew F-18s and Black Hawk helicopters. He has like pretty much every imaginable rating and instructor rating. And so now he's in the private sector. He's flying a Gulfstream 650. He starts to tell me the story, and he's like, "It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this before." And so I'm taking notes and realizing how big this really could be. What happened was he was en route. He had a client in his boss's jet that he was picking up and taking from Miami Executive Airport to Maui. Don't even ask me I can't remember what the capital is there. It's like Kaluuya or Kalui, I think. And he's en route coming from Florida. He gets to LAX airspace about just after midnight. So it was about 12:20, and he's at 47,000 feet. So he's flying along, and at this point, when you transition over the Pacific Ocean, you have to set up your radios to a different HF frequency, and he's getting all that ready. He looks out to the right of his jet, and he said he saw 2 or 3 objects above his altitude, which was, he guessed, anywhere from 5 to 10,000 feet. It's really hard, of course, to judge distance, especially at night. But with his experience, he's watching these lights. He said they were red, but they were doing, he said, orbits. And I said, "What do you mean orbits?" And he's like, "Well, they weren't satellites because they were moving." Didn't specify how rapidly, but they're turning around each other. And then as he's noticing this, a 5th light comes down, he said, like a shooting star.
Right.
So he said, "I know it sounds weird, but it zipped down into place and joined the other lights, and then it was doing circles." Now, we've seen a lot of Starlink launches, a lot of them, and a lot of people are seeing these things in a straight line. And it was nothing like that, because what happened next is they went from the right front of his plane and flew over almost directly above him, center on, and then back. And it did this a couple times. So he's really worried for flight safety, and he's like, "Why isn't air traffic control advising me of these objects in front of me?" So he calls them up, and we were lucky enough, kind of fast forwarding the story, that somebody at Air Traffic Control LA Center was interested enough and took this high enough up the food chain that when he landed in Maui, they sent him an advance copy of the communications and the radar tape. So we can get into as far as you want what is primary and secondary radar, but they weren't able to see anything on their radar or anything in his TCAS, which is kind of a miniature radar set that looks at weather radar as well. And he sees these things for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so another thing, it would be just one thing. It was like a quick little glance, but he keeps calling in and saying, "Do you have any more information?" And the controller says, "I don't. You're not in military airspace. We have no idea what they are."
Yeah. Now she.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me jump in there, Ben. When you listen to the communication between the pilot and her, right, the flight controller, it's very telling because he says a couple of things. He goes, "Hey man, I was an F-18 pilot. I know what I'm talking about." And then when he says that he's at 47,000 feet, normal commercial aircraft are at 30,000 feet. We all know that. 47,000 feet in a private aircraft, you are up high. There's nothing else up there but possibly military aircraft. He tells her, and in very plain English, right, Ben? I think it's 5 to 10,000 feet above me. And at that moment, she turns around and calls her boss. Right? You hear her dial the phone. "Hey, I've got this high. He's at 47,000 feet," and the nervous laughter from her boss, right? Because he knows there's 47,000 feet, and it's above him.
Yeah, and that's when the tone changed, right? Because when he tells them, "I'm not just your average Joe. I mean, I've done intercepts." He said, "I've done intercepts in the military, and I've never seen anything like this." So then they're like, "Okay." So when she then calls her higher ups and comes back, this has gone on now for the whole span that he's in their airspace is about 40 minutes almost. And then he exits and they have to say goodbye, but it doesn't end there. And something that I'm telling your listeners, I don't want people to have me on this because I do have a day job and I'm doing my best to get this out there. But if I can put something together tomorrow, there is more information. When he had landed, they called him, they tracked him down through his company. Company said, "There's a controller that wants to talk to you," had the guy's cell phone number, calls him up, and he's like, "Hey, here's a copy of the tape," but there were others who saw it. And to his recollection, he said at least 2 other commercial airlines had reported seeing something. And so we've been hard trying to track those down. And I believe I have an actual flight number of one of those and the audio of them reporting seeing objects as well. So,
and I want to stress with everybody, you can go and watch. Ben's got put together an excellent video. And also, Ben, in the video, I'm just going to commend you. But I can tell in the video, you know that this is like a really big deal. You maintained composure, but when you said in the video at one point, you go, this is crazy. Well, you know what? It is crazy. And I'll tell you why. And everybody can go look at this in the video. The pilot has the wherewithal to shoot all of his dashboard. So you get to see all of the telemetry, everything that is going on with the flight. So you have the positioning, absolute positioning. You have the attitude of the craft. You have his destination. You know everything about his location. But then he takes the camera and goes out the window. And I'm going to tell you something, Ben. I about fell out of my chair. I cannot explain what I saw. And to me, that was just crazy. And I understand if flying over the plane and around. Okay, that's crazy. But that moment of what flashes, outside of his window, I lost my mind. What
I know, huh?
Yeah,
we hardly ever get video of anything. And so what I stress to people is we've been spoiled by the Nimitz case and all those things, and those who are so hard to please. It's called the CSI effect, right? When people take a criminal case to court, they've seen Hollywood, they've seen what happens. You have a UV light, you should have found this evidence or that. We expect technology to capture this for us. And really, if you take an iPhone, the latest iPhone, it still is so crappy at night, and the details to capture something that and many witnesses even forget. They don't even pull out their phone because they're so mesmerized. He's got a lot going on in the cockpit. He finally does take it out. He takes 3 short video clips. So the crux of the online debate right now is whether he was actually filming his IR light, from the LiDAR that is on these new phones or not. And I think that's a valid point, and that's something we're exploring right now. I do not have a definitive, yes, that's correct or not. We are asking him, this is something else I haven't told anybody, but you're getting advance notice here. He won't have access to the jet until next week. And he's going to do some experiments with the phone in the jet. He has sent me a couple videos that I will release of him filming thunderstorms and other things in the jet, and there are no such lights in those.
Well, wasn't there 2 other confirmed sightings besides his aircraft and himself?
Yeah. So what we're dealing with is some people are trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? There are 2 separate issues. It's absolutely no doubt in my mind he witnessed something incredible before he picked up the phone. Okay, before he started recording. This is not through the phone that he was only seeing this. Before he picked up the phone to record, he'd been witnessing them for, I don't know, 5 or more minutes, 10 minutes. And he's calling air traffic control and starting that conversation before he was like, oh, crap, I should film this. So there's something outside of his craft that is so incredible that's going from right to left, it's rotating. He is so adamant of that he's really actually kind of discouraged right now. And he's like, people are trying to say it was just this thing with my phone. And I said, it doesn't matter what people say. You know what you saw. You know what you saw. And it doesn't matter what the critics say, because your testimony is the most crucial. You're a very experienced military pilot. You've done intercepts. You know when something looks out of place. Now, if it happens that the phone, the actual light's captured when he's got it and he's trying to film something that he's searching for, if it happens that little light turns out to be the IR light from his phone, then that doesn't discount anything else with the sighting. In fact, he didn't even review the footage on his phone until after they all disappeared. So it's not like he's looking through it and saying, I'm getting it. This is what he's not doing that.
Right.
If he's looking at it later, it's like, oh my gosh, I caught something.
Now,
so if that makes sense.
Yeah, let me go back to 3 points here. And the first thing is he said that it was trailing him. It was following him. That was first.
Pacing him. I don't know if it ever went. He said it went over his head, but it's pacing him.
Yeah, it's pacing him. And then it goes from the right side of the craft over the top and ends up on the left side of the craft.
Never went fully left. It is in front and to the right. Keeps going like this.
Okay, yeah, in the front, correct. And then he said that this 5th light came down like a shooting star and joined up with this craft. That's not reflections from an IR light in the window, I don't believe so. And second, I've done a lot of photography with my iPhone, including this past weekend from an airplane, right? I've never seen anything like that. And I was shooting at night.
You got to remember, when he's seeing that happen, the back and forth and the 5th light joining, he's not filming. Phone's not even out.
Right.
So there's nothing inside the cockpit. It's a dark cockpit is what they call it. And we'll ask him to film that as well. But there's nothing inside the cockpit that would be causing all of this going on above him.
Now,
right? It just so happens that he go ahead.
I'm so excited. This case is pretty extraordinary. Now, I wanted to ask you, I watched the video over and over again. Did it appear to you at any point that I don't think it was a cluster of lights or 3 lights or 4 lights. I think they were all bound together. I think it was one craft. And there was a moment in the blackness a couple of times. I would love to know what Mark D'Antonio thinks of this, that I thought I saw the shadow of a shape. Did you see that too?
I did see something. So let's assume that part of it is not the IR flashes from the cameras for a second, and assume that I punch in on the edit, and as you stretch those pixels, you start to get pixel bleed and everything. But it did appear to me, as I was trying to see how these lights were rotating, if it was going around some sort of a triangular or some sort of a shape, it appeared like there was sort of a void in the middle, right? So that's very possible, and that's why I asked him, was this a solid structure or individual objects? His main, I guess you could say, the evidence in support that it was separate objects is that fifth one that joined up with it later. So we've heard a lot of stories about this, right? And people say, well, there's the main object and these little scout things come off and everything. I have no idea, but I think what his testimony was without even the phone is the most powerful thing, because he knows what should and shouldn't be up there, right? And to add to the cloak and dagger of this, when they get off the radio, they're calling their higher ups. He gets a call the next day from the ATC controller, and the controller, he has him call him, and he says, I have a phone number for you. And he's like, this is the phone number that doesn't exist. Now he's kind of being all, black ops with it. I don't think it's that secretive, but he gives him a phone number. And so he calls somebody back east. He thinks it's in DC, a government agency. He tells me, I honestly don't remember the name of the agency. And he said, but they said they were formed after 9/11 to protect presidential flights and stuff. And so I took the number down. I did some searching and found out that it belongs to JTOC, which is the Joint Air Traffic Communications Center, I think is the full acronym for it, or Coordination Center. I honestly didn't know that was part of the protocol, but these guys said, we've already received all the ATC tapes and radar. This is great stuff. And they said, you wouldn't believe, I'm paraphrasing, they said, you wouldn't believe how many reports we get from that area. We're getting stuff all the time. And he mentioned that they were putting something together for the congressional reports. Now, again, I'm paraphrasing, but there was mention of the congressional reports. They thought this was very noteworthy. These guys are the ones that goes to the top of the food chain, and they're getting these reports because, especially, as you and I know, Catalina, Channel Islands, down to Ensenada, this whole triangle area, whatever's going on out there, it's very active.
Now, have you ever seen lights operate like that? That's my first question. Let's try to get two questions in before we hit the end of the show. That's the first question. Second, if it is not, if it's earthbound, if it's our military, okay, we're talking about 50,000 feet. Nothing operates but if it's an adversary,
yeah,
we're in deep doo-doo, man. Right?
That was my point exactly, is that going back to the lights, if that's the pattern that he actually observed in the lights circulating like that, I've seen a lot of convincing, again, going back to the triangles, actually, I hear a lot about it on the triangles, Phoenix Lights. There were some people who described similar things where around the edges, they had a pattern, and you only knew you were looking at a solid structure because of how they lit up like this. Right. So as far as a conventional aircraft, no, not at all. That doesn't serve a purpose. Strobing everything around your aircraft is confusing and disorienting, and it's really not safe. That you just don't see that on a commercial military aircraft. Second question, yeah, if it's not ours, if it's our adversaries, we're in big trouble.
Yeah,
because again, Mach 0.87 is 560 miles an hour thereabouts, And that's the pacing speed. So I entertain the possibility of a drone. Okay. I'm sure we have drones that can go speed, but to make the maneuvers that this thing was doing, and what he said was he named a couple planes. Since talked to some people over at the Drive, Tyler over there at the War Zone, and even the avionics or the aviation experts, they're like, okay, well, an F-35 might be able to do that at that altitude, whatever, but not the turning thing. Any G forces, when you're going that fast, are going to crush you. Or a drone. We just don't have that type of conventional technology that we're aware of. So if it's ours, great. We got awesome toys. But everything that I'm getting from everyone who is dealing with these things as soon as they come out to market, so to say, that's so far beyond what we currently have. And it just doesn't, to me, it does not seem like either it's ours or adversaries, just by the maneuvering capability.
Now, there's one point in the video where it rises up and it's out of his window, right? It rises up and goes out of sight. That doesn't. I'm always trying to debunk things, right? I'm trying. Hopefully, it's something else, because if it's what I think it is, this is crazy town. But to get a reflection, let's say it was, to rise up and just so smooth, just go up and out of view. I was thinking to myself, how would you do that? How is that possible without having the window move too? Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It would move in relation to it. And the only way to know is I tell people you got to go back with the same camera, the same condition, and try and replicate the best you can. Right. And wherever the facts lead is where the facts lead. And we're not afraid of that. That's everyone wants to know the truth. So I'm completely fine if the lights he captured happen to have an explanation. But what I will stand firmly in his behalf is I believe this pilot, I believe this man, and he's experiencing what I call witness remorse. And many people, you talk to the Nimitz, Kevin Day has had a lot of kind of PTSD from this. You hear them say all the time, I wish I never would have said anything, right? Because the pressure of not being believed and not being exonerated, so to speak. And so what I'm trying to do for him is find these other witnesses, find people maybe in the other airlines or stuff, or more radio chatter or whatever they found, that would corroborate his story, if nothing else, so that other people kind of, lay off and say, look, we weren't there, but we're not going to call the guy, incompetent just because, we don't understand what he saw.
Is it possible? I've just got 60 seconds left, Ben, and thank you for doing this. This is a special trip for you to make it on the show tonight. Thank you so much. Is there a way to FOIA the radar data and telemetry?
Did it today. I did it actually today. I know there's others that have done it. Not sure how long that's going to take, but FOIAs are on their way. We'll also be doing the radar tapes, because some of it's not, discernible. We're getting as much of information as we can.
Keep me posted. I know you will. This is amazing, and because we have the other witnesses to this, we have all kinds of flights in the area. This is off the coast of California. We have video, and we have the audio recording with the flight controllers and the pilot. All of that is just very, very compelling. It's a very interesting case, and I can't wait to find out what you end up unraveling with it.
Well, thanks for taking an interest in it. So, like I said, it's so busy going on right now, but I'm doing my best to put in a good chunk of time every day. I'll be giving some people updates if I can tomorrow, but you guys have the latest of what's out there, and there's more to come.
Congratulations on the success of UFO Witness. Your
co-host is
amazing, and there you go. And hey, Ben, we'll talk tomorrow, and just thank you so much, my friend.
You're welcome. Have a good night, everyone.
You're the best. Ben Hansen, and I put the links up Ben's website and ways to get a hold of Ben. If you were on a flight that night or were in the area, you can reach out to Ben via Twitter and certainly on Facebook. You can do that too as well. And I want everybody to go and watch the video. I've got the links up for it, but at the end of the video, Ben gives all of his contact information in case you were on a flight or you know somebody that was on one of the flights, and we can start to help Ben out and get this information together. And with that, I want to thank everybody for all of the great questions tonight. Tomorrow night here on Fade to Black, it is another Fader night with open lines all night long. What a perfect show tonight. I love doing AMAs and hanging out with all of you. With that, I'm going to get out of here. Great night. And thank you, Ben. And I just cannot wait. There's something that's going to break in this case. Fade to Black is produced by Hill J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitola, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and this broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Until tomorrow night, Fader night, open lines all night long. I want everybody to be safe. Go Beckley Tappy.